So business and identity and authorisations, smaller businesses want to prove their identity and reputation to lots of people, authorities, lenders, insurers, other businesses, and probably tax authorities as well to get registered for tax. They often have to submit documents, proofs, references, not once, but to many times to all those different people. And it's probably the same document you have to send in every time. So wouldn't it be nice if you could submit those documents to one place once, have it authorised, stamped as immutably to say, this has been proven, a proof has been checked, and it's good to go for anybody who wants to look at this record. And wouldn't it be good if that business could then create or revoke authorisations to look at that and inspect those documents, or give authorisations to institutions to work with those accounts, work with that data. So the idea is there's a concept of being what's called self-sovereign in identity parlance here, that you're in control of the data about you or your organisation. For a small to medium-sized enterprise, we're not talking about the big organisations, Capgeminis or IBMs or huge organisations. We're talking about the mom and pop shops, the small organisations, the people who are startups, the plumbers, the smaller end of the SMEs, who are pretty clear about who they are and what they want to do and what their identity is as an organisation, but are at a loss to work out the number of different documents to show who they are or what their competencies are. If you go to a curry house, you look on the wall, there's a food safety certificate on the wall there. Wouldn't it be good if you could see that on the wall there? So what we do here is we provide a blockchain there to build and share those identity and authorization records. The idea is that they're going to be secure and immutable, they're verified, therefore fewer copies. Distributed solution, it increases resilience. Not everybody, if it's a platform which everybody can use, not everybody has to build that system. They buy into that platform. Trick is, how do you get it started there? That's one of the challenges here. Who are the target clients for this? It will be tax authorities, perhaps. It could be providers or panel consortia offering multiple business services. So if they're already offering multiple, a loan provider, an insurance provider, a way of sharing the customer, consolidating the customer information, so the customer updates that information themselves, updates who are their authorised signatory on business accounts. So there are financial services institutions interested in this as well. So banks, financial institutions. The problem of how the self-service, secure self-service about the details of accounts. What does it look like? All of these solutions have in common this basic sort of picture. I'm not going to attempt to press a button on here. Sorry. There is a identity, proofs and permissions, something around authorization and rules, and something about access and rights management in there. So there's a lot of common components in there. So that is the part which is common, transparent and immutable. Everybody can see that. That's authorized to do so. And then there are a lot of apps and things and services which connect to that. The idea is you're providing a platform to build for others to build those things. So it really is like the API economy. APIs on here. So we're talking about APIs reaching up to people who go and innovate and develop those apps. So the innovation point is really important. You're opening up something for innovation in the marketplace. Regulators can see what's going on. They don't have to get a big fat regulatory submission from everybody in this marketplace over here. They can just look at this thing and see what they need to see and get the ticks in the box. Loyalty, right. How many of you got loyalty cards in your wallets? Yeah, exactly. Everybody got. I hate them. There's loads of them, and there's value locked into each of those cards, which you probably can't exchange for the things you really want. So the idea is it. Well, yes. There's lots of stuff. Wouldn't it be nice if you could have a pop-up loyalty scheme, say, where a retailer could add on to their loyalty scheme something which was of interest to you. If you've Nectar, has anybody used Nectar? Many people. Nectar, it's called a coalition scheme, and that's a sort of a scheme of schemes, if you like. And what that does is enables retailers to offer value and offer points. They buy points and offer points to customers. And they're trying to get customers to have an attractive value for their customers. But there's a loss of Nectar points there. So basically, that that platform, the points exchange, is something which is, there's a lot of value, there's an intermediary there. I'm not going to say nasty things about Nectar, I'm being very careful, but it is quite an expensive thing to do, and it's not something that you can do quickly. You don't adopt Nectar very quickly. Wouldn't it be nice if you could just pop up a value scheme of that sort, pop in and out, if a retailer could pop in and out of those schemes? So the idea is, if you have, if consumers and retailers share a common platform around points, and the rules of those schemes are implemented as smart contracts, and that you've got some idea of you manage consumer identity, trust and privacy properly on there, so that you have, instead of having all those cards, you've got a digital wallet, and in that wallet there are little partitions in that wallet for all your points with the different retailers. And if in there, maybe some of those are coalition points and some of them are dedicated points, doesn't matter. You can see exactly where they are. And wouldn't it be good if you could exchange value in there? Maybe you could trade your points with somebody, maybe of your family. Maybe you could trade them on an open market. Maybe you could trade them for offers which are from people not on that scheme. So basically you have a trading platform for points value. And you can have a value gateway to existing CRM and loyalty schemes. Now, there are actually, since we started this one, there are actually several companies which are already doing this. There's an announcement, I think, yesterday for a company called Loyal, who are now basically an aspiring partner of ours, who are doing this in the airline industry. We've just announced that we're doing, this particular proof of concept, we're doing with a company called Big Chain DB as our technology supplier. And I'll try and show you a demo of this later out in the area. So why would you do this? Well, if you're merchant acquirers, that's merchant acquirers, basically people who issue cards and issue card technology for approving cards. They actually are interested in this stuff because it makes their offer sticky. People are less likely to go to another card provider or another technology provider if they've got a value-added service like this on there. The payment providers like it, so the card providers like it because it's an extra digital marketplace offering, and the customers, as we know, like it. But the people we'd approach, really, the people who run the current platforms today. Large to medium-sized or small retailers, people who are interested in, quotes, loyalty as a service offers. People who are too small or can't afford to have a loyalty scheme of their own might be attracted by this platform, because it really does take the pain out of doing a lot of this. What's in there? So again, that same diagram, same basic platform. The platform is who are we dealing with? The retailers and the providers. Promotion rules, digital exchange, and a digital wallet in there. I'm going to rush on to the next one, social loyalty. Very similar idea, but this is about value exchange in a social. So it's a bit like the sharing economy idea that Cliff was talking about earlier. So here we're talking about where we're exchanging value, where people are able to donate in conventional cash, but then convert that into tokens. So people who are in a disadvantaged position can get tokens and exchange those for better value in a protected marketplace. And then there's also the ability, it also gives them a digital means of topping up value. So we're working with Big Issue International on this one. We had a great workshop last week with them. And we're looking at ways by which value, you can basically pay for your big issue digitally, and then the people who are trading big issues, basically the merchants, they can get it simplifies their exchange of copy, and it gives them extra services to use with that. So lots of things you can do with that. Common distributed platform, smart contracts, you can incentivize people to do better. This is about trade, not aid, a hand up, not a handout, as Big Issue would say. So this is about extending making this about helping people to trade and get back into an economy rather than just dump large amounts of cash from DWP or HMRC. So there are ways of doing this in an economic sense, an economic value exchange. And a lot of this has been seen in whole coin, for example. There's a local currency scheme. So Bristol Pound, number of different local currency schemes do similar things. So we'll skip on through this one. Again, same architecture in there, very similar functionality to the loyalty exchange mechanism. What are the things which you learn from all of these? We're coming up to the end of this now, so it's about the things to get right in all of these marketplace situations it's about making sure you understand in the existing marketplace where the efficiencies, the delays and handoffs are, and then targeting them to reduce friction. So making sure that what you've got offered there with your blockchain or distributed ledger solution, or even your currently centralized solution or your market solution, is actually going to make things better, reduce friction, take cost out. Make sure, how are you going to get people onto the thing in the first place? How are you going to get enough participants on that platform for it to be mutually valuable? The network effect stuff, the economic network effect. So, you've got to have an answer for that. How are you going to attract people? How are you going to get the kickstart into this thing to do that? If once people are on it, how are you going to keep them there? You might actually need, some buyers might have to be subsidized to be on there, or get a lower price, or not. You may need to subsidize your sellers on there, or depending on who it is, you may need to incentivize people. As an ecosystem, who's in the beginning? How does that work? Making sure that the user experience for that is great. Make sure that people are happy on there, that they've got a great user experience, and the governance for this thing is clear, open, and trusted, so that people stay on that platform and don't think that something nasty's happened to them. What's Capgemini doing? So this is going to the end now. So we're doing research and analysis on blockchain, proof of concepts. We've just seen some of those. We're partnering with blockchain startups, Symbiont, BigChainDB, number of others, Loyal and others. Participating in open source movements, Hyperledger, Blockstack. Again, you can look at a lot of these up in more detail later. And we try to do things in an open source way. So we're open about this, and we work with the marketplace to be and work with startups in a more open way, perhaps, than some other vendors. We're trying to build a team of blockchain experts. Most of these guys are in our financial services unit at the moment, but we're extending our knowledge in the public sector area too.